So this is a big moment. I finally made $15 on Anchor FM. Woohoo! In this video, I'm going to talk about how to earn your first $15 on Anchor FM. It's a lot easier than you think, but there are a few steps on how to do it. So stick around to the end of the video. I'll go step by step. Hi there, my name is Eric. I'm a violinist. Thanks for coming across this YouTube channel. I do how-to tutorials, violin videos, and vlogs. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, and also smash the like button for this video. So I started the Violin podcast around 6 months ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna earn money from podcasting? What am I gonna do? I was searching around the internet and try to decide what podcasting host I wanted to use. There are like services like Buzzsprout and other services, but I decided to go with Anchor FM because it seemed to me that it was very simple to really get started on Anchor, and it's also really easy to start making money on Anchor. So I decided to go with Anchor FM, and it was a really good choice, and I host the Violin podcast on Anchor. So just to talk about Anchor FM for a little bit, if you're thinking about starting a podcast, you don't know where to start, I recommend Anchor because it's really simple to use. You have a lot of melodies that's available for public domain. You have like different sound effects. You could even interview your guests using Anchor. However, I personally don't do that, but I know that other podcasters out there do that. So that's a nice touch if you're interested in getting into the podcast world. As a host, producer, and creator of the Violin podcast, I decided to do podcasts once every 2 weeks. I do a lot of performance on the side, I do a lot of teaching on the side, so I want to make sure that I am using an interface that's really easy to use, and I can kind of upload episodes on the fly, either on my phone or on the computer, whichever is like really most convenient for me. So with the Violin podcast, I decided to do episodes once every 2 weeks, not every week, because again, it is very time consuming to edit the podcasts, and I just thought that this would be an easy to use interface on Anchor. How do you earn money on Anchor? When you start podcasting on Anchor FM, you are automatically eligible to start earning money in ad revenue. And the first ad that I use is with Anchor FM. I recorded an ad, a 30-second advertisement for them, and every time the episode gets streamed or played, I get money from Anchor every time the episode gets played. And the podcast is available on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts, Overcast, all of those services. Like wherever podcasts are heard, that's where my podcast is available. I interview violinists from around the world, sharing their stories, tips, and their journey through the violin. And you may have watched other Anchor FM videos before you came to this one, and it's all about consistency when you want to build a loyal audience, when you want to earn money. Pretty much with anything, it's about consistency. And I think that's my number one tip when it comes to earning your first $15 on Anchor FM is consistency. You have to figure out what your upload schedule is going to be and how much you can take on as a podcaster. Are you going to do episodes every day? Are you going to do episodes once a week, once every 2 weeks, or even monthly? Those are things to consider as you start podcasting. Of course, the more episodes you push out, then the more money and the more potential revenue that you have. However, I don't have time to do episodes every day, and I don't even have time to do episodes once a week. Twice a week, I think it's a nice balance, so that way people can consume the content, people have time to consume the content, and also I'm doing other things with the Violin podcast, like monetizing it for YouTube and audio. My second tip for earning your first $15 on Anchor is have a good ad. When you're recording the ad, you have to be fun, you have to be clear, so that way people don't get bored from your ad. I think a perfect example of this is when Conan O'Brien released his podcast, and I could pay the $10 a month for Stitcher Premium, but I listen to the free version because his ads are so funny. And they last like a minute or 2 minutes long, and he does it with his assistant and with his producer on Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. So that's a good example of trying to create value for the brand that you're trying to promote, but also make it enjoyable and make it fun. And the last piece of advice that I would offer anyone who wants to make their first $15 on Anchor FM is just to push out content and to not be afraid of what the content is going to be like. Just push it out. The more you do, the more you learn. I really believe in that. When I first started the Violin podcast, I was so nervous, but I really shouldn't have been, because I was already doing the Everyday Musician podcast. I have like around 50 episodes over there, but it's like a completely new experience. You're trying to build a different audience or even the same audience. Either way, you want to make sure you are just true to yourself, be consistent, and the ad revenue will come in. Thanks for watching this video on my tips about earning your first $15 on Anchor FM. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and hit those bell notifications whenever I pull out videos. That's when you get notified when the videos come out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.